Seminea was a four-member Latin dance group performing a high-risk routine, salsa, mixed with acrobatic lifts and aerial catches. Everything was flawless for nearly half a minute until the unimaginable happened. One of the male dancers, Louis, attempted to catch his partner's full weight, but it was clear something strange was happening to his leg. Before anyone could fully understand, Louis collapsed, clutching his leg, unable to stand. Meanwhile, the other duo kept performing. Finally, the performance stopped. Eventually, Louis was brought backstage with medics rushed in.
I think someone got hurt.
Can we check that the other guy is actually okay?
Is he okay?
We have the medic on the way.
Oh my God.
He hurt himself.
The doctors later reported that he had buckled his knee while trying to balance his partner's weight. But the judges offered the remaining dancers a choice: leave or perform without him.
We've been talking, we want to present to you a few options. Either you can figure out who wants to do the performance and come back to us, either later on today, or you can just wait for your friend to get better and maybe come back next year, because we want to give you a fair judgment and a fair chance at this. And unfortunately, your friend injured himself, so we don't want to judge on what we just saw.
They chose to perform, even after their friend was stretchered off with a dislocated knee and tearful eyes, and it paid off. The judges were so impressed by their resilience that they voted the remaining trio through to the next round. The Ladder Act. In 2015's America's Got
I do have a gift for you, though. I do have a gift for you.
What? Okay, let's see.
Yeah. It's like bringing flowers to a date.
Oh, your armor? My girl
Yeah.
purr? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's-
okay. And a flower too? Wow,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Do you like it?
Yeah, thank you. I'll keep this. Hello, Ferrix. Wait, what happened to all the re-gears? Oh, here they are. Oh, shoot, we got a lot. Perfect. Perfect.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is that? Why did you put this here?
Because no, yeah, this is I just went on a date with this girl named Perfect, and she gave me a gift, so I thought I'd just put it on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
I guess, yeah.
What is happening? Don't you see me? No, I don't. Whoa, what happened to my item frames? What the? Hello? Oh, there we go.
Yo, my way out. Oh, yo, can you hear me now?
Oh, okay. She's still here. Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
That's
Yeah.
the first thing you check.
I do have a gift for you, though. I do have a gift for you.
What? Okay, let's
Yeah.
see.
It's like bringing.
Why do people keep on saying this music video is weird?
How to earn your first $10,000 on the Primrose Lifesteal SMP. So first, you're going to want to find a river with sugarcane.
And we skip to the good part.
You've arrived at your destination.
The agency playbook is gone. Write your own rules with Base 44. The expectation shifted.
I want more.
Been hiding in it since the start, all with the goal of making my enemies so confused that they rage quit the game. And I have prepared 3 increasingly crazier hiding spots to help
We do so with the last one literally requiring me to build a whole fake bed defense on my opponent's base and hiding inside of it. But before we get to that, I wanted to see just how long I can survive living in my enemy's base with this hiding spot. By using a birch whip
skin, I can extend the backside of the
base and hide inside of it. And hopefully, this doesn't make people too suspicious. Alright, so we are in a game of Bed Wars, and my goal is gonna be to first, don't lose my bed. Not yet, at least. And then, I'm just gonna
try to hide
one of my opponent's bases until they notice.
On this map, I think my spot isn't that great, but trust me, later in the video, I have some really great spots planned, and I even plan on making a fake bed defense for my opponent and then living inside of it. But yeah, before then, I'm gonna have to eliminate this guy. Let's go. And right now, my plan is to go behind the base and build some sort of wall out of birch planks, because they are used quite a bit on this map and it could work. But first, I'm gonna have to get some more resources because I'm pretty sure I need like 2 stacks of wood in order to complete this. So yeah, we're gonna have to get some wood. Okay, I got a bunch of gold ready for this, but the problem now is I have to actually get to my opponent's base without them noticing me. I'm gonna put all the wood in the chest. I know Pink's probably going for me by now, so I'm not gonna have a bed. That's not ideal, but it should be fine. There's barely any emeralds at mid. I have 2 emeralds right now. I want to get at least 4, so I have 2 invisibility potions, so I can be really sneaky and just get it done quick without anyone noticing. Okay, they're gonna fight. Oh, is he just gonna let that guy get away? Don't. Go for him. No, he's not. Okay, I'm gonna have to go for Pink here. Oh, his bed's gone. Wait, did that fireball work? No. Come on, don't buy anything with the diamonds. I mean, emeralds. Please don't. Okay, he's not buying anything. Do not break that bed. Do not break that bed. Okay, I'm gonna run. I think I might just let myself die here. I'm gonna chest all the stuff, and I'm just gonna let myself die. Or actually, I could kill him, and then get all this stuff, and then die. I can actually just go ahead and invis all the way there. Okay, I'm invis now. I'm not sure if he saw me invis. I'm gonna sneak past him here. I hope he didn't see me. I really hope he didn't see me. Oh, he's down there. Please, just leave, 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 leave. Leave. Okay, I think he's leaving. Yeah, he's leaving. Nice. Okay, I need to build this. And then it's like... Oh, my bed's gone. I can build this. I can build this. And I guess while I'm building this thing, let me tell you about the sponsor of this video, Coopert. Coopert is a free browser extension that helps you save money while shopping online. I've been using it for over 7 months now, and it's kind of crazy that just downloading a browser extension saved me money. So for example, let's say I wanted to buy this mouse. I would go into the checkout page and Coopert would pop up with this notification. All it's asking me is to apply the coupons. And then it's gonna test every single coupon that they have. And look at that. It already found the best deal, which is actually saving me 9. Back to school shopping coming up. Using Coopert can literally save you free money. So join millions of smart shoppers and install Coopert today. Huge thanks to Coopert for sponsoring this video. And now that the hiding spot is finished, let's hope Green can't find me. Okay, I can just stay in this base now. I'm just gonna keep stealing his generator until he notices. I'm just gonna try to sneak over there. Dude, this is so scary. Oh, he's at mid. Okay, I might have to invis. Let's see. No, I'm fine. Oh wait, he might notice now. Cause I just triggered his trap. Okay, I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna go back. I can't steal his gen right now. Quick, quick, quick! Where is he? I think he's still at mid, but he's gonna go back to his base soon. I don't think he went back. I think he thinks I'm gonna break his bed. Okay, I'm just gonna run here. Quick. I need some ladders, that's for sure. Where'd he go? Oh, I think I see him. Yeah, I see him. He's going over to red base or blue base. Okay. I'm gonna make a pathway to the top as well, if I can. Oh, he's here. He's right here. Come on. Please don't notice me. Where is he? He's trying to find me. I don't know if he has a compass or not. My nickname is literally Sneaky Boy. He's asking me what am I doing. I'm not gonna respond because that would make me unshift. Okay, I think he's leaving. I think he might be leaving. Okay. Quick, quick, quick. Yeah, he is leaving. I'm just gonna try to steal his gen. I'm just gonna spam some pop-up towers on his base and then go back. Okay, I see him. He's all the way over there. Okay, I just placed 3 pop-up towers. I'm going back. I'm going back. He said, man. Did he see it? I don't know if he saw it or if he's just... Or if he just thinks I'm about to break his bed. I'm not sure. I'm gonna start gaslighting him. Where are you, bro? Dude, I did not think this spot would work so well. I see him. He's shifting. He's going over back to his base. Okay, let's go patch this up. Okay. Uh-oh, he's going up. He's here. Never mind. He's running back. What? He doesn't see me. Oh no. Please don't go here. Please. I think we might be good. I don't know. Yeah, I can go out. Okay, I can quickly just...
Time flees over the fort like a kite in the wind. No bygones echo unceasingly. The island's guarded to stay.
Okay, I can quickly just... Wait, can I leave? No, he's going back. I just walked off. Are you serious? Well, he definitely didn't find me, but I kind of messed up. And even though that spot was pretty good, the next one is literally right on top of my enemy spawn. Let's see if this one helps me last all the way to game end. We are in the next game here on the map called Krogorm, and there's actually a really simple strat on this map that you can abuse. And by going up here, you can actually just place these blocks. You can just place blocks like so, or like that. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. That works. That actually looks pretty good. I feel like this might be good. Okay. Yeah, but basically you can just place blocks here and hide into them. I don't really need a bed defense for this, so I'm just gonna do this. And oh, Gray's already going for me. Okay, I might need the bed defense, I'm not gonna lie. Let's just go fight them. Nice. Alright, so Gray's almost out of the game now, but still not completely out. But I don't think he's gonna go for me, is he? I just want to go for yellow, but oh, he's already going over there. He wants to get a selfie. What? I'm nicked, bro. I asked him why. I like your videos? Bro, I'm nicked. He left me alone. Okay, dude, how does he know I'm literally nicked? Hello? How did he know that it's me? I don't care if my bed gets destroyed in the meantime. I'm just gonna go over to his base. Please don't have a trap. Oh, he has a trap. I'm just gonna shear all his entire defense. I think he might have gone to red. Yeah, he did. Let's quickly just camp around here. Wait. I forgot how I did it. Okay, that was it. Alright, we have a spot here. It might be kind of hard to get into, but... Wait, okay, I'm actually just gonna... I'm just gonna run around while he's not here. I want to break his entire bed defense. Wait, he might have seen me. Okay, we're good. Alright, I'm just gonna sit here for a while. I want to see if he actually goes around me. Oh, he's coming. Is he gonna know? He's at his base. No way he knows, right? Oh, he's gonna know. Wait, no, he doesn't. He has no idea. He just left. He just left his base. Yo. What if I leave now? Wait. He's going back. He's here. I'm so scared. Oh, he's going away? Brother, where are you? He just doesn't know where I'm at. I just said here. Where? I don't know. I don't know where he is. Okay, let's just... Oh, he saw me, I think. He must have seen me, right? He didn't see me. He's still in my base. Okay. I don't think he saw me. Oh, wait. Please tell me he didn't see that. Tell me he didn't see that. Wait, did he see me? I think he might have seen me. Hello. You like my cape? Next video, hide and seek in Battle Wars. Best cape. Yo, let's go. I don't think this worked that well. Let me know in the comments if I should try this spot again sometime, but I'm just gonna break this bed and GG's. And for the final hiding spot, I'm going to try to build this fake bed defense, which works by expanding your island by 2 blocks and then adding a new floor. Now, I've done this on my own island in previous videos, but I have never, ever tried to build it on someone else's base while they aren't looking. I have a feeling this might take a while. All I need is to make the fake bed defense on someone else's base and then just hide inside of it. Oh, I just got lied back. Alright, that was not my fault, bro. But, I'm gonna have to collect a bunch of my enemies' wool blocks in order to actually do this. Which is gonna be pretty difficult. But it looks like Aqua isn't actually rushing me, so I could just leave them be and grab the emeralds in the meantime. I did think about doing this in doubles, but I feel like it's just gonna be much harder in solos and it might be more fun. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna try to look for other teams I could maybe target. Maybe Aqua just becomes friendly and doesn't rush me. That'd be nice. Oh, my bet's gone. Of course Aqua went for me. Aqua, you snake. Okay, Gray doesn't seem to be bothered by me too much, so that's good. I do have to grab as many Invis potions as I can, and let's just get a bridge egg. I really do not want Gray's bed to get broken. I'm just gonna collect every single block he has on his bridge. Totally not suspicious, by the way. Okay, we got a stack and 11. I still need more. I'm just gonna wait right here. Hopefully he just leaves his base. He just noticed his bridge is gone. He must be so confused. Okay, I'm just gonna pop an invis right here, straight away. And let's just run over to his base.
The hardest thing is to get started. You have to get it on paper.
Wait, I just broke his... Okay. Is he gonna notice his bed defense being gone? Please no. Please don't notice. Oh, he did. He's placing it back. What is he doing? Does he know? I don't know if he knows I'm here. He doesn't. Oh, but there is a green guy at mid. Okay. This is actually really good. I could do it right now. Wait, I could just do it right now. And right here, as I started placing these blocks, I realized what a crucial mistake I made. You see, because I previously changed my wood skin to birch to fit the previous hiding spot, and I forgot to change it back, it would now be much more obvious, and the chances of it actually working are pretty much 0. But another problem arose when this Aqua guy started rushing Gray in the middle of me building the defense. Okay, I'm just gonna kill that guy. I don't care. I still need more. How? With the defense almost finished, green team was trying to push me, but I was able to scare them away quite quickly. I just need green to get away from here. Please. I need one more gold. Just one more gold and I'm gonna be free. Come on. Yes. No, don't go here. Do not go here. Okay, I just had to kill him. And just as Gray was approaching his base, I managed to hide on top of his actual bed. Everything, besides the birchwood skin, was working out perfectly. Now, it was just a matter of whether Gray finds me, or if I can finally complete my goal and win a game by hiding on my opponent's base. Does he know I'm living here? Oh, he just fell. Wait, this is perfect. Is he gonna notice? He just fell, please. He's at his base. Come on, I'm shifting inside of his bed defense. Does he know? He doesn't know. No. No way. No way. No, this is crazy. I literally built the defense out of the wrong wood skin, bro. He's running around his base. Nah, this might be the greatest prank of all time. Like, how do you not notice your whole base just being built out of birch instead of oak? I wonder how long this can take. Is this actually gonna take... Oh, he just disconnected. He just disconnected, bro. No way. I actually won the game because of this. You know what, guys? 25,000 likes, and I'll do the same thing, except with the double fake bed defense. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really recommend if you also watch this one, because it's really cool. Also, don't forget to subscribe and check out my new Lunar Cloak. I'd really appreciate it. And with that...
So this YouTuber released a video titled Breaking 100 YouTubers World Records, and it performed well. But it should actually be called I Broke 0 World Records and spent 36 minutes lying to you. See, they tried to beat a record set by my friend MinuteTech, fastest time to tame a horse, which they did by 10 seconds, but when I watched the video I noticed they didn't tame the horse. When you tame it, you see hearts. But there were no hearts. He got kicked off the horse, said it was tamed, but it really wasn't, so this record is invalid. But that isn't enough evidence to say that they cheated records, because what if he just doesn't understand how horses work? Maybe he's just an absolute idiot and not a cheater. That is, until one record later.
This is the fastest time to reach the bottom of the world, and the record is 1 minute. Go, 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 go.
Now this is the same video, but it's a different guy, Caleb. Here's the thing, attempt 1 seems legit. He gets a seed with a big cave that literally first try could have taken him to the bottom of the world, but he dies.
What am I an idiot for?
I want you to remember what this first world looks like, but sadly he can't use it again because the record is for a random seed, meaning you've never seen it before. Caleb loads more worlds, none of them as good as the first, but after 30 attempts, this happens.
Yes. Oh, give, come on.
Wait a minute. This is the same world. Yeah, it's the exact cave. Even the coal lines up. For this record, you're not allowed to use a set seed, and he showed us footage of already being on the world. This run could not be more obviously cheated. But what if I said, it actually could? See, get this. He finds a water bucket from a ruined portal chest. That's impossible, and he knows it. He says pickaxe, but then doesn't mention the water bucket because he knows he doesn't want to draw attention to it. And when I realized this, I wondered how many other records were cheated. So I started looking, and I kept finding more and more cheated records spanning multiple videos. Some very well hidden, others obvious, and some so hilariously faked, I don't know why anyone hasn't talked about this more. Probably because nobody over the age of 5 has finished one of his videos. I'm kidding. Not really, but the next hilariously faked. I don't know why anyone hasn't talked about this more. Probably because nobody over the age of 5 has finished one of his videos. I'm kidding. Not really, but the next record, fastest time to get to world height, is incredible, and it's cheated by Preston Plays himself. Before the run though, he says,
as soon as we touch this wood, the timer starts now.
Which just is not how the rules for timing work. Okay, timer starts when I punch this tree. Timing generally starts when you first move, but it doesn't matter because this attempt failed anyway, so he goes on to the next world. He gets bamboo and then goes into a time lapse of building, and oh, did you catch it? There was evidence of him cheating. See, the video is sped up, but also the timer, so nothing wrong with that. Right? Well, here the timer is at 1 minute 8 seconds. What we can do is we can go over just a little more than a second and use his inventory to count how much bamboo he places down. So 55 minus, it's hard to see, but that's 49 bamboo. So he's placing down 6 bamboo a second, which unless he has some crazy secret method, just is not possible. So turns out what they did was speed up the video and the timer, but they sped up the video faster than the timer. So when he reached the top, I don't know why he shows feet here. He showed feet like 5 times in the video, and I've had to be cutting around it. It's actually so annoying. But when he reaches the top, the timer, because it's been going slower, shows a smaller number than it actually should be. His actual time, if we factor in the 25 seconds it took to gather the bamboo, which I don't even think that is true, but his time would be 2 minutes 25 seconds. Now, I've actually been skipping over records in the video, but that's because they're not really records. If they're not cheating, the other way to get records is by doing the most random things nobody has done before. Like fastest time to die using a command where he just joins a world and types /kill, which is easily optimized by the pasting method. Even weirder is most baby animals killed. Like nobody is contesting these. Except for me, I doubled his record, but I kinda get it. Clearly, I am not the target audience of these videos. If you want to find the ages of his actual audience, you have to divide mine by 22. I'm 20, by the way. And with kids content, it's commonly whoever posts the most wins. So they don't have time to actually compete with other people. They just do like 3 attempts and wow, the viewers love it. Preston is the funniest YouTuber. Keep on being yourself, man. You shouldn't ever stop making videos. I love your breaking record view, and because of that, I thank you from that record.
Canman found cooked cod in 21.5 seconds. But because he's a child, I think I can do it even faster.
Buried treasure can generate at the chunk coordinates 9-9, which Preston uses to his advantage. He explains that to the viewers, then says,
But now we just have to get really lucky and load into a lot of worlds.
Oh, Preston, before you generate the world, I think you forgot to turn your cheats on. But at least he is honest about one thing. He did generate a lot of worlds. There's video proof. Nope, not even that is true. These squares are unique to every world, so if he were to generate a ton of worlds, he would have a bunch of different looking squares. But if we take all his cut up footage and unscramble it, it's just the same one world generation, just spliced and split up. Then when he loads into the world, he accidentally reveals that he's 700 blocks away from spawn. It's funny to think what the actual footage of this would look like. Okay, time to generate a lot of worlds, and that's how you know Mr. Legit Speedrunner McGee is legit. Okay, now we're gonna cut, teleport. Oh, hello, turtle. Okay, there's the chest. There's the chest. Holy freaking frick, guys! I have no idea where the buried treasure could be! I don't know how this news of Preston Plays cheating will be received by everyone. I realize my sister knows a few people that would be bummed by this news, because she's a preschool teacher. This isn't a bit. She actually is, and her kids love talking about Preston Plays. Then my sister says, oh, my brother is a Minecraft YouTuber. Do you know, yeah, Jaren? None of them have said yes. I guess you win some, you lose some.
This YouTuber literally broke this record in 45 seconds, but we're gonna do it even quicker.
Fastest time to get the Return to Sender advancement. This is Majeed's first record, and from how he gets a rune portal that's completable, then gets lucky on the gas spawning in under 45 seconds, I'm willing to bet this was at least a set seed run. But I can't find anything concrete that says this is cheated. He never shows coordinates. I reached out to a speedrunning friend, and the loot he gets is lucky, but legit, and there's no cuts hiding things. Honestly, wait a minute, I just had an idea. Sorry, I interrupted recording my own audio there because I just had an idea and I did it. I proved that run cheated. So I've been running around this whole mesa biome doing these like slash place structures to try and generate the one that he did. No. Yes, this is it. So this is the portal he gets. We look here. It's this one. This is the only one he could have gotten. Like you can tell, okay, so there's no like overhangs. Like this one has an overhang. This one just looks completely different. This one completely different. It's this one. We're gonna recreate what he did. He opens the chest. So what he does is he goes to the top block. 1, 2. So we go to the highest block. 1, 2. And this isn't a ruined portal. It's a square, and that's how it's cheated. See, what they did is take this generation of the portal and then preemptively add obsidian here and here, so then he could come over and make a portal. But you may be like, well, what if it just naturally generated like that? But it can't. There are specific ways nether portals can generate, and this right here is none of them. I'm still surprised I figured out how that record was cheated, but these next ones are a bit of a pace change. All of a sudden, Preston Plays and his group start doing records associated with the letter of the alphabet, like A for arrow, B for boat, C for cheat. I'm glad he's teaching his audience the alphabet. It's probably the first time they've seen it. But with this pace change, I realized instead of this being one 36-minute video, it's actually 3 smaller videos put together. But good thing for us, they cheat in all 3. Now, the first record I was suspicious of in this alphabet video was D for fastest time getting a diamond. They show him spawning into the world and then getting the diamond, but never running to the blacksmith, so I was thinking maybe they lied about the timer. So, I recreated the entire world block for block from the footage, and getting to the blacksmith in 14 seconds is reasonable. But I did still beat this record out of spite. Oh my gosh, this could be it. This could be it. Oh my god! I was very humble about this record and did not brag at all, even though it would have been very easy to because I am way better than him. But that takes us to Majid with the letter E for largest emerald cube.
Pretty big, I'm not gonna lie. I have to skip forward a little bit as I continue to build this.
And then they proceed to skip just a little ahead to the completed build. What you saw was all they showed for the building process, so I can safely say this was pasted in with a mod. Because viewer, imagine you had spent a whole day placing down 1 million blocks. Wouldn't you have a time lapse that shows you placing more than just a stack? And with that record, I've now shown every member of the squad cheating a record. Except for Josh. Does Josh cheat his records? So in the first of the 3 videos in the compilation, Josh does 2 records. The first is the furthest distance traveled using only fireballs, current record being 63. When he lands, the text says he got 65, but zooming into the sign, it says 75. Maybe they made the number lower to make it seem like he just barely beat the record, but then other than that, I can't really see anything wrong with it. The next one is fastest time to break a beehive on a set seed. Now, this isn't the world record, the actual one is like 2 frames, but this run isn't cheated. And we'll start to notice a pattern of what Josh does. J for most jumps in a row, not much to verify there, and M for minecart. I'm led to believe this one's also real because it's a trick shot, and you can't fake a trick shot because you show all the footage, and that's mostly what Josh does in the group. Yes, he does have some weird records, like clearing out a pillager tower with only a diamond sword, then uses a stone sword, but Josh does mostly cool tricks that aren't possible to fake because they show all the footage of him doing it. So strangely, Josh doesn't cheat.
What are you looking for, a goat horn?
I don't know. They do some weird things. And
yeah, you could be like, fastest time to get 2 carrots, 2 XP bottles, a log, and 2 wheat. Bro, you just world recorded.
World record. Nobody can compete with this. There are actually less cheated records in this alphabet video, mostly because they really lean into the whole, what the frick, nobody's done this before. Most ocelots tamed in a minute, but you get infinite fish. Largest llama war? I can do you one better. Largest llama race war. U is for breaking the most blocks underwater in one breath. Like, that is a record so random you would not have to cheat it. But you still could. For 10 seconds, Caleb is breaking kelp, but when he's at 5 little bubbles, it cuts a second. He loses a breath bubble, which makes sense, but then his inventory is full of kelp, his tools are on the other side of the inventory, gets 60 XP levels, and the counter jumps up by 70. Genuinely, this is so cheated, I'm at a loss for what they even did. Is this just 2 runs spliced together? But then why did they get XP? What's the point in that?
Oh yeah, is that one of them? Getting a cocoa bean?
No. For the fun of it.
But now it is!
Now
Bro,
it is! Actually, world record! You can't do that.
Dude, that's
in plays, I dare you.
That's actually close to like the theoretical limit.
That is actually here for quit. When Preston opens the world, he's looking down and to the right, which is only possible if you're loading into the world for a second time. First time generation is always looking straight forward. Every time I watch this video, I find more cheated records, and that's especially in video 3. At first, I thought this third one was from before they even started cheating records, but that was only because this is the best they've done at hiding it. But they do still have that bad habit of going, timer starts now, whenever they feel like it. Okay, timer starts when I open this chest. This one is weird. Record to get the most head? Caleb brings a charge creeper over to a bunch of monsters because if they're exploded by it, monsters drop their head. So he just wants the most from one creeper. But there's a reason nobody has attempted this record before. Because it's impossible to get more than 1. It's hard-coded. No matter how many monsters the creeper blows up, only 1 will drop their head. So when he picks up 5, how did those other 4 get there? We can assume he just threw those on the ground to pick up. Correction though, you can only get 1 on Java Edition. He's on Java Edition though, so oops, still guilty. This is most height from a TNT cannon, which I paid no mind to. It seemed like one of their silly records. He launches and gets to 1,000 blocks, but at a closer look, I felt that this trajectory he was on wouldn't take him 1,000 blocks high. I just have to get suspicious and then it all crumbles. But to expose it, we need to do a quick physics lesson. But don't worry, even a Preston Plays fan could understand this. The TNT cannon launches him up and to the right, so that means he is traveling up and to the right. I know, revolutionary. But when we look at his footage, he's moving up clearly, but his X or Z coordinate don't change, even though he was launched to the right. It should be changing, even just a little, because this can measure in 1/1000th of a block, which is this small of a distance. It would only be the up coordinate changing if, let's say, you launched yourself, but then used creative mode flight to get to 1,000 blocks. And whoop-de-doo, guess who's in creative?
This challenge, I'll be collecting 69 creepers and putting them in a pin together.
Really? We're gonna do this? To the only guy who doesn't cheat his records? The only thing Josh sucks at is sucking at Minecraft. But to be fair, he does not know some of the mobs.
Okay, I don't know what a VEX is, but I'm spawning it in 3, 2, okay, Vex.
The others cheat more in this third video, but in ways we've already covered, like splicing 2 or 3 runs together, or just straight up lying to the viewer, so I don't care to cover them. But that's mostly to get to video 4. So far, we've gone over the obvious cheats, the hidden cheats, but now for the funny. Setting 100 impossible world records. Not only are these not impossible, they're not world records, they're not even setting any of these, and they don't even do 100. The fastest time to start a raid will introduce us to a new way to detect cheating. When Chase starts loading into worlds, you'll notice this chat message that says, "Rep arted." But if you're a YouTuber, you'll recognize this as the recording started message. See, with Replay Mod, the mod that helps YouTubers make cinematics, whenever you join or create a world, this little message pops up for 10 seconds. First attempt, Chase joins and gets the message. Same for the second, meaning he just created or joined the world. But when he creates the third world, it's not there. And wouldn't you know, this was the time he got the world with exactly what he needed. So what they're doing is creating the world, then spending a lot of time trying to find the structures they need, and then once they find them, they act like they just barely created the world, even though we know they didn't. Now that's not funny on its own, but that information helps us understand the deeper meaning of this one. Chase tries to beat the fastest time to get a diamond, which, screw you, but once again, he loads a world, nothing around. Loads another, man, I really wish there was a village, but then on the third world, he doesn't get the message, and suddenly...
Is that a Minecraft? Is that mine? Guys, let's just see. There's always something lucky in the caves, and I went the wrong direction.
I'm sorry, wrong direction? Wrong direction implies you know the right direction. It's one thing to cheat, but another to just admit it while recording. But triple worse is your friend admitting it too. Caleb kills a skeleton for bones, then tames a dog. But at some point he says,
Okay, where did they go? Oh, they're here.
I thought that, that's strange. How do you lose the bones? Until I watched this closer. And you'll notice the skeleton doesn't drop any bones. There's 16 records in this video, and half are cheated by them pre-picking spawns. Caleb does it with a ruined portal, and they always follow the same pattern. They load a world, there's nothing there. They load another, they say, man, this is gonna be so hard, and then it's always on the third one. The recording started message doesn't appear, and...
Ooh, that was a roof.
Everything they need is near them. But reusing worlds is actually a big problem in the Minecraft speedrunning community, because it gives an unfair advantage of knowing the best route to take, is a great seed, and is hard to prove if it was reused. One world record when speedrunning was getting popular was, at a time, only debunked by, it kind of felt like he knew where everything was already. It took an experienced runner like Dream to notice and call it out. This comment actually made this the most infamous cheated speedrun. Until, you know, Dream cheated one himself. That takes us to the end of the fourth video, where they have the funniest fake record they've ever cheated. Fastest time to bedrock. Literally a cheat every second. Remember how crazy the first time they did that record was? I saved the best one for last. The first cheat is obvious. There's no recording message, so he cheated his spawn. Chase crafts a wooden pickaxe, then heads down the cave. But you might notice by watching the video, this is a comedically long fall to take only 4 hearts of damage. But then here, with only 1 heart, obviously this fall would kill you. But he's the main character.
No, why'd I jump? Yes! Oh! No.
Then he mines down and gets to bedrock. This bedrock is not real. When he's falling, you can see this lava flow down deeper than the bedrock, so the layer he mines to is not deep enough to actually generate bedrock. The bedrock isn't real, nothing in this is real. But then, for the most confusing part of the record...
Hey, Chase!
Preston?
I've got something to tell you, Chase.
Whoa, where are you? Wait.
This may not have been a real spawn.
What do you... What? Preston?
We saw you were taking quite a while on some of your records, so we set up a little prank.
Preston, is this not real?
Absolutely not. No.
Can you do that? Just say, oh yeah, so we actually cheated this record, and then give like no other context? This feels like if I ended my video with, okay, so for real though, Preston actually didn't cheat any records and I faked all the footage, and then just said nothing after that. I can't end a video like that. Okay, but now I'm actually going to end my video like that so we can all go, ha ha ha, funny callback. But that's insane. But when they say cheated, do they mean just this last one? Or are they admitting to cheating all of them? I was thinking there was no way they cheated all of the records in the video. Like most fireballs hit in a row from a gas, they can shoot one every 3 seconds, and Preston's timer lines up with that. Most blocks mined in 30 seconds would have been easy to fake by mining for longer than 30 seconds, but second try, I was able to beat Caleb's record. So they couldn't have cheated every record, but the statement made me so paranoid, they even had me questioning Josh's record.
I'm going to be breaking the fastest record to build to Y320. Okay, I need to spawn to Windswept Hills. Okay, this is just not what I was looking for. All right, wait, no. This is the farthest possible thing of what I wanted. Okay, I'm on my 9th attempt. Wait, I'm super high up.
Wait, the pattern. How could I not see it? Josh did the pattern. Load a world, no, load another. Man, this is so hard. And then the recording started message doesn't appear, and he has everything he needs. And on top of that, it wasn't until seeing that I realized I missed him being 5,000 blocks from spawn. I was too complacent when watching Josh's records, and I missed it. I missed Josh cheating, so I went back to J for jump, most 2-block jumps in a row. It's simple enough, and even if it was cheated, how would I prove it? It's not like they would include footage of him messing up a jump. He messed up a jump. He messed up a jump, and then he went on acting like nothing happened. Josh cheated. Josh cheated records. Josh, our golden boy, the man who could do no wrong, cheated. No one in this video is innocent. Everyone's hands are dirty. If we can't trust Josh, who can we trust? Can you even trust me? I could have ended this video with Preston plays cheat record, him bad. I call it out, me good. But we're talking about honesty to the viewer here, so let's be honest. Minecraft 100 days, but I can't jump. This video came out right after the success of 100 days on 3 layers of dirt, and I want to capitalize on it with a new challenge. It was hardcore, because that's what everybody else does, and I want to get this video out as fast as possible. Wow, Jaren, that was dangerous. You could have died there. Too bad, I died 5 minutes prior. It's pretty easy to fake hardcore stuff. All you do is open land with cheats to get yourself back to survival, and after faking an inventory, it's like nothing happened. I did this 3 times in the video, and nobody noticed. I share this for 2 reasons. First, to say, I get why you cheat something. A small mistake would have costed me 10 hours of work, and with the pressure to constantly be uploading, I decided to save myself the time. But secondly, and I'd say more importantly, the video suffered because of that. When I posted it, it was fine, I just wasn't proud of the video. I actually had a friend unprompted say, oh, I really like that no jump video, and my only response was, why? Because now looking back, it could have been a better video if I was just honest to the viewers. See, because I cheated death, Nothing bad ever happened to me, which made it easier, but that's not a compelling narrative. Good videos come from when things go wrong and we have to adapt. I'm not here to say lying in videos is some immoral action. I'm saying, from a selfish point of view, being honest just makes better videos. That's what I hope you take away from this video, cause I don't really care that Preston Plays cheated records. I just thought it was funny how bad of a job they did, cause in the grand scheme of things, none of this even really matters. Holy frick, I just beat his time. Never mind, all of this matters. I'm way better than you. Oh, and by the way,
I saw a full cucumber poking out of my student's backpack. I just laughed, thinking it was some weird new trend. I wish I knew how dark the truth really was, because the next day, she brought in a bag of raw carrots. Wednesday, a whole head of broccoli wrapped in foil. Thursday, her backpack was so filled with celery and a whole eggplant that it wouldn't even zip. I had no idea what a second grader was doing with so many vegetables. So on Friday, when she got up to sharpen her pencil, I peeked into her open backpack. Sitting right on top of a zucchini was a full-sized kitchen knife. I pulled her into the hallway and told her to open the bag. She started crying before the zipper was halfway down. My friend is too poor to eat vegetables. He asked me to bring in vegetables and cut them small for him with a knife. He made me promise not to tell anyone because he was embarrassed about it, so I couldn't do it at home in case my mom caught me. So I've been bringing the knife to school. I had to report the knife because rules are rules. But the school counselor took one look at Julius's file and got his whole family signed up for a food assistance program by the end of the week. I saw a full cucumber poking out of my student's backpack. I just laughed, thinking I saw a full cucumber poking out of my student's backpack. I yanked my niece out of the pool and my sister yelled, "What is wrong with you? Let her play." And I said, "Nobody's watching this pool. She could drown and none of you would notice." But she grabbed her daughter back. She'd be screaming and splashing if she was drowning, so I'd hear her. No, a drowning kid can't scream. It's completely silent. But she just put her daughter back in the water and called me paranoid while she walked away. But when I looked at my niece, she was already at the deep end. Then her head tipped back and slipped under the water and she went quiet. I knew she was drowning, so I screamed to the adults in the deep end, "My niece is drowning. Somebody grab her." But they just looked confused, so I ran for the deep end. But then my sister stepped in front of me. "Stop this! You're embarrassing me in front of everyone. Let me through. She could die." I looked back at my niece and her body kept sinking straight down. So I lunged past my sister, but she blocked me again. "She's fine. She'd be screaming if she was really drowning." But my niece couldn't make a sound, and I finally had enough. I shoved my sister and dove into the water. I grabbed my niece from the bottom of the pool and pulled her up and out and laid her flat on the deck, but she was limp, and that's when my sister finally realized she was drowning. "Oh my God, she's not moving. Save her." I tilted her head back and gave her rescue breaths, but nothing happened. My sister dropped to her knees, sobbing while the yard went silent. I breathed for her again. Nothing. Then she coughed up a mouthful of water and gasped, and everyone exhaled in relief. I held her while my sister crawled over with her hands shaking. She never made any noise. She never called out for help. That's what drowning really looks like. Then my niece looked at her mom. "Next time you should listen to Auntie." I yanked my niece out of the pool and I was opening a package I'd ordered online when I saw a note above it that said, "Call this number. Please help me," scrawled in what looked like dried blood. My hands started shaking. A stranger helped me once when I had no one, and I never forgot it, so I typed the number into my phone and texted it. My stomach dropped when a reply came through seconds later. They sent an address, 10 minutes from my house, and 3 more words. "Please, come now and save us." My gut told me this was a bad idea, but I drove straight to the address anyway. It led me to a windowless warehouse at the end of an empty road, and when I reached the entrance, a man met me with a wide smile. "Can I help you?" But behind him, I saw a room full of young women hunched over sewing machines, their hands raw and split, dirt smeared across their faces. One girl about my age met my eyes for half a second, then dropped them. "Are they okay? The workers?" I asked, and his smile stayed frozen. "They're fine. Ask her yourself." The girl didn't look up. "Everything's fine," she whispered, flinching as his eyes cut to her. I tried to step past him, but he shifted into the doorway, his smile gone. "Get off my property before you regret it." My heart slammed, but the note was still in my pocket, so before I turned to leave, I texted the number one last time. "I'm here. If you need help, cough." For a second, second, nothing. Then, from inside, a single cough. My eyes shot to the girl in the apron, coughing again, staring right at me. That was all I needed. I stepped back and called 911, giving them the address low and fast, my eyes never leaving her, but the man caught her looking. Get back to work, peasant. His face twisted as he grabbed her arm and dragged her further inside. My heart stopped because I just made it worse, so I yelled, "The police are already coming." He froze, and seconds later, sirens screamed around the corner. Officers flooded past me. "Ma'am, step back." They pulled her out as her legs buckled onto a stretcher, and I pushed to her side and shoved the note into her hand. "This might be the only reason any of you get out." She gripped it to her chest. "Most of us never get a note out. We just disappear." I was opening a package I'd ordered online when I saw a note above it that said, I was scanning groceries for a mom and her daughter, but when I read the total out loud, the mom's eyes filled with panic. "Oh my God, prices rose 20%? I nodded, and she opened her empty wallet and started sobbing right there at my register. Her little girl eyed a loaf of bread like she hadn't eaten in days, and the mom grabbed it. "I'm sorry, honey, we have to put it back." I was barely making rent myself, but something made me stop. "Do you have any food stamps?" I asked quietly. Her eyes lit up, and she dug them out of her pocket and handed them to me. They'd expired just yesterday, but I was going to take them anyway. Before I could scan them, my manager snatched them from my hand. "These are expired. We can't take these." He looked the mom up and down with disgust. "If you're broke, you shouldn't be shopping here." He threw them back at her and walked off. The little girl looked up at her mom. "We haven't eaten today. I'm so hungry." I couldn't let it go. The second he was gone, I scanned the stamps anyway, knocking the total down to $20, and I covered the rest myself. The mom grabbed my hands, thanking me over and over like I'd saved her life. But as they packed their groceries, I saw my manager watching me from the corner of the store. The second the family left, my manager stormed over. "Those stamps were expired. That's $200 of the store's money. Pay it back now or you're fired immediately." I opened my wallet. I only had $300 to my name, and rent was due tomorrow. Handing him that $200 meant losing my apartment, but I thought about that little girl crying and paid it anyway. But that sacrifice was the best thing I could have done, because a few weeks later, that same mom walked in with her little girl and set an envelope on my counter. "The day you helped us, we'd lost everything after my husband passed. My daughter and I hadn't eaten in 3 days, and you were the only one who treated us like we mattered." But his life insurance finally came through. Inside was $1,000. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness is the thing that saves a life. I was scanning groceries for a mom and her daughter. My phone slipped and cracked on the grocery store tiles. Fuck. I picked it up frustrated, and a small voice behind me immediately copied me. Fuck. I turned and saw a tiny boy in glasses grinning at me. The mother looked shocked, and I felt horrible. I went to apologize, but she lunged to hug me. "My son is 10 and nonverbal. This is the first time he's ever spoken. Thank you." I looked at the boy. His first word was fuck. My phone slipped and cracked on the grocery store tiles. Fuck. I picked it up frustrated, and a small voice behind me immediately copied me. Fuck. I turned and saw a tiny boy in glasses grinning at me. The mother looked shocked, and I felt horrible. I went to apologize, but she lunged to hug me. "My son is 10 and nonverbal. This is the first time he's ever spoken. Thank you." I looked at the boy. His first word was fuck. My phone slipped and cracked on the grocery store tiles. Fuck. I picked it up frustrated, and a small voice behind me immediately copied me. Fuck. I turned and saw a tiny boy in glasses grinning at me. The mother looked shocked, and I felt horrible. I went to apologize, but she lunged to hug me. "My son is 10 and nonverbal. This is the first time he's ever spoken. Thank you." I looked at the boy. His first word was fuck. My phone slipped and cracked on the grocery store tiles. Fuck. I picked it up frustrated. My husband barged in while I was about to give birth and instantly started putting cameras everywhere while his lawyer waited outside. I asked him what he was doing, but he just smiled, showing you actions have consequences. And just as I was about to respond, my daughter popped out mixed race while we were both white. How was this possible? I looked over to my bedside expecting him to be angry, but instead, he was literally popping confetti. "I knew you cheated. I knew it." He was like a kid in a candy store. I couldn't believe it. I truly had never cheated. The lawyer served me divorce papers, and they walked out, Norman yelling, "This was the best day of his life." I didn't understand. Why was he so happy? And how was this possible? I went home and started looking for anything to explain what just happened, but then I saw our marriage folder wasn't there. I checked the cameras and saw Norman took it. Why would he do that? I called him immediately, and he showed up with his lawyer. I demanded to see the folder, but he shook his head. I pulled up the footage and said, "Either hand it over or I report you and you explain to a judge why you're stealing your own marriage papers." Norman immediately gave me them. Inside, I saw a brand new clause I'd never seen, added just 3 weeks ago. It said if one of us ever cheated, we owed the other $3 million, aka my whole inheritance. I was horrified, and when I looked at the dotted line, I saw my own signature. I'd never signed this, but Norman was smirking. "See you in court. Being a cheater is expensive." I sat there losing my mind. I knew I never cheated, so I decided to get a paternity test. I prayed the baby was somehow Norman's, and this was a gene mutation, but the results came back, and the father was Norman's friend Tyrone. I freaked out. I'd never spoken to Tyrone alone, ever. I called him immediately and explained everything, but he just went completely silent and refused to answer. He hung up without a word. In the courtroom, Norman was already grinning like he won. His lawyer presented the clause, the delivery room footage, and the paternity test, while I had nothing. It was a slam dunk case because because from the outside, it really looked like I cheated. The judge went to bang her gavel, but then the doors flew open. Tyrone walked in holding his phone. He had footage from his apartment's security camera. It showed Norman breaking in and stealing Tyrone's medical cooler, filled with Tyrone's IVF sperm samples. Norman's face crumbled. You inseminated your wife with my sperm. That's why the baby is mine. Judge, I'm not paying child support. My jaw dropped as I realized why the baby came out mixed, and the judge immediately ordered a search warrant. They found sedatives and syringes in Norman's belongings, and as he was led away, I whispered, actions have consequences. My husband barged in while I was about to give birth and instantly started. I was in labor, and as soon as I got into my boyfriend body's, I was at a red light when I looked over and saw my dad in the lane next to me, smiling at me through his window like he was about to suggest something illegal. Let's street race, kid. Last one to the pizza shop loses. I didn't want to because dad used to drive F1, but then he leaned his head out. Come on, you've never beaten your old man at anything. I'll give you my Aston Martin for a day, if you do. A devious smile instantly formed on my face, and when the light turned green, I shouted, deal, and immediately floored the accelerator. I cut in front of him and weaved through traffic, checking my mirror and laughing because he was 3 cars back. But then I heard his engine scream. His Mercedes suddenly blew past as he stuck his middle finger out the window towards me, grinning. I watched him swerve around a bus, then around a horde of school children crossing the road. My eyes widened because he was doing 90 in a 60. I saw the pizza shop getting closer in the GPS and realized there was no way I was catching him. The Aston was gone, but then I saw red and blue lights. A cop was pulling dad over while dad angrily muttered to himself. I remember letting off the gas and cruising past dad nice and slow, waving at him while the officer talked to him and wrote on his notepad. I laughed so hard I almost missed my turn. The Aston was mine. I had just come into view of the pizza shop when suddenly my mirror filled with lights. A cop car came flying past me, doing 100 miles per hour, and I realized dad's Mercedes was right behind it. My jaw dropped as I realized dad had talked the cop into giving him a police escort. By the time I parked, dad and the officer were already outside, having a slice of pizza. Dad was laughing at me, and the cop just shrugged. Sorry, kid. Your dad promised me a go of his Aston Martin if I helped him win. I was at a red light when I looked over and saw my dad in the lane next to me. My friend Ava sent me her very first Snapchat, a silly face captioned, Day 1, thanks for adding me, and by the time our streak hit 289 days, I was terrified of her. She'd never been allowed social media before, but when we started high school, her parents finally gave in. At first, her snaps were sweet sunrise photos, skincare routines with funny filters, and celebrations for every 100-day milestone. By the second semester, she had 200 streaks, some with strangers overseas, and something in her had shifted. She sent me a snap mid-SAT exam, just her grinning next to her answer sheet, then one from her grandmother's open casket funeral, a dog filter stretched over her grandmother's face. My stomach turned looking at it, but I let it slide. Then she sent a snap mocking a homeless man begging on the corner, captioned with a laughing emoji, and I finally snapped back. If you're not sending normal snaps, don't send me snaps at all. She replied with a crying filter and a fake apology that didn't feel sincere. A few weeks later, my dad was rushed into emergency surgery, and while I sat in the waiting room, Ava kept snapping me about almost losing our streak. Can you chill for 1 second? My dad might literally die and you're worried about a streak? She sent back a snap of her fist, balled tight. Our 289 days together is stupid to you? I told her I was done, and she called immediately. This streak is everything. You can't just abandon me. It's just an app, Ava. I hung up, and an hour later, she sent me a text. Streaks are proof someone remembers me every single day and that my friends actually like me. I felt guilty, but I still didn't apologize. My dad made it through surgery, and that night, I passed out from exhaustion the second we got home. Around 2 in the morning, my window slid open slowly, and I woke to footsteps crossing my floor, a face lit blue by a phone screen hovering somewhere near my bed. I squeezed my eyes shut and prayed until the footsteps finally left. I stayed frozen until sunrise, too scared to move, and when I finally opened Snapchat, my stomach dropped. A photo sent at 2 a.m. showed Ava grinning, me unconscious in the background of my own room. Try not to forget our streak next time, you silly goose. I threatened to call the police, and Ava just laughed it off. With what proof? The snap disappears in 10 seconds. She was right. My mom refused to let us move, too consumed with dad's recovery to worry about a silly app incident. Now I send snaps every day to the person who scares me most, and at 892 streak days, I'm only halfway to graduation. My friend Ava sent me her very first Snapchat. My son's school called me, and the principal's voice was grim. Come to the school immediately. Your son has been caught stealing other people's food. My hands shook the whole drive over because I'd been packing lunches for him. So why would he steal food when he has plenty at home? I walked into the office and saw my 12-year-old on a chair, gripping a black trash bag I'd never seen. His eyes were on the floor, and the principal took the trash bag before I could say a word. She opened it, and my eyes instantly narrowed because none of this food had been touched. Milk cartons were still sealed, fruit cups had lids on, and sandwiches were wrapped. He took these from the leftover bin. It's where the kids toss their lunch items that they don't finish. Your son's been fishing them out. I was confused and went to ask my son why he was taking food that nobody ate and not even eating it himself. But that's when the principal turned her laptop. A camera showed my 12-year-old hauling the black trash bag across the street to the old building that used to be a food bank before it shut down. I watched my son hand out sandwiches and fruit cups to homeless people, and my eyes started watering. I looked at him and felt so proud. I stood up. So you're punishing him for feeding people? But the principal smiled. No, we didn't call you here because he's in trouble. We called you you because he inspired us. My son looked up. We're opening our own food bank, and we want your son to help us. I smiled, and my son's face lit up. I'd love to. We took his black trash bag, and the three of us walked to the old building across the street and handed out sandwiches. My son's school called me, and the principal's voice was grim. My son yelled, "Mom, can I have some spaghetti?" And I instantly started.
Get a mini reborn baby for free! We're looking for testers for our new collection. No taxes, no shipping, and no hidden fees. It's 100% free. Tap the screen and claim yours today. Get a mini reborn baby for free! We're looking for testers for our new collection. No taxes, no shipping.
I walked into the detention room I was supervising, and only 2 students were inside, a boy at the back and a girl in the seat beside him staring right at me with these wide, dead eyes. She creeped me out, so I just told them to sit in silence and do their work. The boy nodded and pulled a textbook out with one hand, but the girl kept staring at me, not even blinking. I cackled when I found an illegal website to watch the Odyssey movie, but as soon as I clicked play, the screen went black and every light in my apartment turned off. My heart was slamming and the screen turned back on while a green light glowed beside my webcam. Someone was recording me. On the screen was written in big block letters, "You have been caught performing illegal activities. Pay the fine of $500 or the authorities will be alerted." My hands started shaking because I only had $4 to my name, and I had no idea if this was real or not. But then the screen turned red with a 5-minute countdown that had already started. I jumped back in fear, and 3 slow hits landed on my front door. A new box popped up. "Do you choose to enter your credit card details?" I instantly started hyperventilating and took out my wallet because even though I didn't have enough money, I didn't want to risk getting arrested. And the second I put in my credit card information, the pounding stopped. The screen flashed red. Card declined, insufficient funds. I sat frozen, waiting for my door to come off its hinges. But a new pop-up came on the screen. "Ma'am, your account has $4.79. I leaned into the green light and begged. "You've watched me all night. That's everything I have. I couldn't even afford the ticket. That's why I wanted to watch it online." The screen went black again, and all the lights in my house turned on. I was extremely confused until I checked my phone. Venmo. "You have been sent $60 from Anonymous. Note, go see it in a theater like a normal person." I gasped because I was so broke that even the men in black felt bad for me. That Saturday, I watched The Odyssey in a packed IMAX on a ticket from the people who tried to rob me. I cackled when I found an illegal website to watch the Odyssey movie, but as soon as my boyfriend woke up one morning and smiled. "I want to be blind, honey. I'm tired of being able to see." I thought it was a joke until he sat down and started staring into the sun. His retinas watered and I instantly turned him around. "I don't know what's going on, but you don't want to be blind." "Yes, I do." He grabbed a keychain and started inching it towards his eyes. I instantly snatched it from him as I was getting really worried. "I'm not dating you if you're blind, so if you want to stay together, keep your eyes." I knew he loved me, so I thought this would discourage him, but he simply shrugged. "You'll love me more." I cackled when I found an illegal website to watch the Odyssey movie, but as soon as I clicked play, the screen went black and every light in my apartment turned off. My heart was slamming and the screen turned back. My boyfriend woke up one morning and smiled. "I want to be blind, honey." I was cutting my wedding cake when my husband shoved the entire thing into my face. I wiped my face and I was already crying because I couldn't believe my husband would do this to me. But when my eyes cleared, I saw a note buried in the frosting. I unfolded it. "You're in danger. Smile and walk to the bathroom. Pull the fire alarm and don't come back inside." I looked around the room for my husband, and when we locked eyes, he mouthed the word, "Go." I stood on shaking legs, blew a kiss, and my guests all cheered because none of them knew anything was wrong. As soon as I got to the bathroom, I frantically searched for the alarm, and when I saw it, I rested my fingers on the handle. For a second, I hesitated, because if this was a prank from my husband, then I was going to ruin my entire wedding for no reason. But when I looked down at the note and reread the shaky handwriting, I decided to trust him and yanked it down at full force. The alarm screamed and 200 guests stampeded towards the exit. I shoved back through them because I wasn't leaving without my husband. Through the bodies, I saw my husband on the floor with the groomsmen piled on top of him, their mouths wide open, and I thought he'd actually pranked me. My heart broke and I screamed, "What is wrong with you?" But when I looked closer, I saw they had a man pinned to the ground. It was my ex. "You really thought I'd let you marry him," he said, grinning into the floor. My husband pulled me close and held up the gun they'd pulled off him. "He's been behind you since our first dance." I couldn't let him know I'd seen him. Smashing that cake was the only way to get the note into my hand. He wiped the frosting off my cheek and smiled for the first time since that dance. I was cutting my wedding cake when my husband shoved the entire... My son tore through my book bag on our camping trip and screamed, "Where's my Taylor Swift body pillow?" I sat him down on a log. "I threw it out, honey. You're 8. It's not healthy to be that attached to a pillow." He pointed at me like a tiny lawyer. "Then I'll find a new one." I laughed. "Buddy, we're in the woods." He stormed back into the tent. "You'll see." I just rolled my eyes. But at 2 a.m., I woke up to the sound of footsteps running away from the tent, and there was a note on top of his sleeping bag. I went to find a body pillow. "Be back soon." I scrambled out of the tent with the flashlight. "Caleb, where are you?" I looked down and saw small footprints in the mud, heading straight for the the swamp. I ran after them until the footprints stopped in the water, and my flashlight found my son lying on a crocodile, a real 12-foot crocodile, his head on its ribs, his arm draped over its back, 4 more piled around him like 4 body pillows. I was shaking so hard the light bounced. "Caleb," I whispered, "walk to mommy, slowly." His eyes slid open, and he'd been awake the whole time. "No," I stretched my hand out over the mud. "Baby, those are crocodiles. They could kill you at any moment." He propped himself up on its side like a headboard. "I'll get up, but it's gonna cost you." I nodded like a maniac. "Yes, okay, anything." He grinned. "I want the big Taylor Swift body pillow back, the $60 one, and you can never take it, ever." A crocodile's tail slid across the mud toward him. I screamed, "Deal! We have a deal! Just walk away, please." He stood up slowly, brushed the swamp off his pajamas, and stopped right in front of me. "You thought I wouldn't find another body pillow out here, but I found 5. Then he turned around, patted the crocodile on the snout, and told it goodnight. "You're no Taylor, but you were still nice to cuddle with." My son tore through my book bag on our camping trip and screamed, "Where's my Taylor Swift body pillow?" I sat him down on a log. I spoke into the drive-through mic. "What food would you like today?" My sister Maureen. I spoke into the drive-through mic. "What food would you like today, ma'am?" She marched up to my window with her fists clenched. "You think just because I'm a big woman that I want food all the time? This is exactly the type of stereotyping that hurts the fat community." I pointed at the glowing menu board behind her. "Ma'am, this is a Wendy's drive-through." But the woman was angry, and I knew she wasn't leaving without a fight. She reached back into her car door and held the horn down. "We'll see what your manager thinks about you profiling customers." My heart was pounding with adrenaline because there was a huge line of cars forming behind her, and I didn't know if she was going to convince my manager that I did something wrong. My manager Dave came out wiping his hands on his apron, and she grabbed his sleeve before he could reach me. "Your employee practically called me fat to my face, and then proceeded to stereotype me based on my weight. I want her fired, and I'm calling corporate." Dave cleared his throat. "Ma'am, I heard the entire thing. She asked you if you wanted food, because, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, ma'am, but this is a Wendy's drive-thru." I breathed a sigh of relief, but she crossed her arms because this still wasn't the fight she wanted. "That doesn't prove anything." Dave stepped aside and waved his arm at the menu board like a game show host. "Okay, so, would you like any food?" She stared at that board for a long moment, stomped back to her car, pulled forward 6 inches, and mumbled out her window. "This isn't over. I already ate today, so I'm not eating much. I'll take an Asiago Ranch Club sandwich, classic combo, with no lettuce or tomato, extra cheese, Baconator fries with extra bacon and extra cheese, a Cinnabon pull-apart, a brownie batter chocolate frosty swirl with extra chocolate, a pineapple mango lemonade, and apple bites because I'm on a diet." I could barely hold back my laugh, and my manager did his best to keep a straight face. "Okay, ma'am, and to apologize for the trouble, we'll throw in a Frosty on the house." She nodded so hard her fat rolls were vibrating. Now that's what I'm talking about. She got back in her car, and when we handed her the food, she snatched the bag out of my hand like she just won. As soon as she drove away, I turned to my manager. The only battle she's fighting is her heart fighting to stop her from going into cardiac arrest. I spoke into the drive-through mic. "What food would you like today, ma'am?" My son tore through my book bag on our camping trip and screamed. My sister Maureen begged me to let her borrow my car to haul her stuff to the dump, but since she'd wrecked 3 cars in the last year, I told her I'd drive her myself. As she slammed my trunk shut, I got a text from an unknown number. "Please don't do this. I will give you anything you want." I typed, "Sorry, wrong number," and drove off. But once I hit the highway, another text came through that said, "Please, Maureen, please don't kill me." My skin crawled because my sister's phone number was 1 digit apart from mine, and the sender must have entered my number instead. "You need to drive faster. This is taking too long." I needed to find out what she was doing to the person texting me, and fast. Maureen scrolled Facebook on her phone, and my hands shook as I texted, "This is Maureen's sister. What's going on?" The 3 dots appeared instantly. I didn't know her husband was married, I swear, and now she's going to kill me. Please help. Maureen drummed her fingernails on my dashboard, and I swallowed. "Okay, are you somewhere safe? I can try to distract her from getting to you." Road signs flew past me, and I tried to find the closest exit with a drive-through I could stall at. At that moment, I heard a thunk from my trunk, and then another. I held back a scream as I realized that Maureen wasn't just threatening this girl. She was literally going to throw her away, and she was expecting me to help. Maureen cleared her throat and turned the music up. "Keep driving." I sped up to 90 miles per hour, hoping we'd get pulled over, but after a few minutes, we reached the dump and the expected final resting place of my extra passenger. "Pull up next to the pit and pop the trunk." Maureen dragged a black contractor bag out of the car, and it wiggled and squirmed. "Help me with this one, will you?" I picked up one end, and we carried the bag to the lip of the pit. On 3, she swung the bag back and forth as she counted up, but then I let go as it swung back, and the bag landed away from the pit with a thud. Without thinking, I pushed Maureen backwards over the lip, and she fell 12 feet down into the garbage pile. I helped the girl out of the bag, and we looked over the edge. "You're both dead. You hear me? Dead!" I dialed 911 and put on my best sob. "Please hurry. My sister fell in the pit at the dump, and my friend and I don't know what to do." I ended the call. "You can't kill the people who saved your life without looking suspicious, can you, sis?" Maureen screamed as the girl and I high-fived and saved each other in our contacts. My sister Maureen begged me to let her borrow my car to haul her stuff to the dump, but since My daughter jumped over the rows of people to get to the front of the hockey game. She yelled back up at me, "If a puck comes over, I'm catching it. 3 years of practice is finally going to pay off, Mom." I cheered and had no idea if she was going to catch one or not, but then number 19 threw one straight into her glove. But before she could even celebrate, a boy twice her size shoved her and ripped it out of her hands. I pushed down the aisle, but a wall of jerseys stopped me while she picked herself up alone. Number 19 skated straight back, tapped the glass, and flipped her a second puck. "Don't worry, kid. I know what it feels like to get pushed around." A smile instantly lit her face, and my heart was warm, but this time, a grown man reached over her head and snatched it out of the air. My daughter was in tears, but player number 19 had his fists clenched and whispered something at his bench. An usher opened the Zamboni gate and waved my daughter onto the ice. Her jaw dropped, and the audience cleared the way for her to sprint down. The boy and man who'd stolen from her looked so shocked I thought their eyes were going to pop open. When she made it to the bottom, 2 defensemen lifted her onto their shoulders, and 19 passed a fresh puck up into her glove off his blade. He turned to her. "You didn't deserve that. Here you go." For a second, she raised the puck over her head, but then her arm wound back and she threw it to a little boy standing in her old spot at the glass. "Don't worry, I know what it feels like to get pushed around." For a second, I was confused, but then she turned back to 19 to explain. "He got pushed trying to help me when everyone was stealing it. He deserves it more than me. 3 years of practice for that puck, and she gave it away in 3 seconds. 19 wiped his eyes with his glove and looked up at her. "You're a special kid. You know that?" She tugged his jersey. "Don't cry, nice man. You're special too." My daughter jumped over the rows of people to get to the front of the hockey game. I was taking pictures. My surf instructor told me I couldn't get in the water with a prosthetic leg. "Liability issue," he said. "If something happened, I wouldn't be able to swim back to shore." I smiled, said okay, and paddled out anyway. He came after me, shouting over the waves to come in before I hurt myself or someone else. I was already standing. He pulled alongside me, still yelling, reached over to grab my board, and that's when I saw the fin. The shark hit his board from below and launched him sideways into the water. He stayed under long enough that I started counting. When he finally came thrashing up, he was grabbing at anything within reach. His hands found my ankle. I felt the pull before I heard it, a hard pop, like a cork, and he broke the surface, waving my prosthetic in the air while the shark disappeared with his leg, his actual leg. I hauled him onto my board and kicked us back to shore on one leg, mine. He lived. He lost the leg just below the knee and has not been near the ocean since. The surf school needed someone to cover his classes. I start Monday. My surf instructor told me I couldn't get in the While driving home from date night, my husband screamed, "Watch out," and swerved into a ditch. Next thing I knew, I was in a hospital bed listening as the doctors told my husband, "Your wife is in a coma." I remember my chest going cold because I could hear everything around me. My husband crying, the machines beeping, but I couldn't move no matter how hard I tried. My husband took my hand, but then the doctors left, and I heard my husband instantly pull out his phone. The plan worked. "She's in a coma. List our house for sale right now. I'll forge her signature if I have to. It will all be over in 7 days." My heart dropped through my stomach as I tried to understand what he was doing. I listened to him tell whoever he was on the phone to move money from our joint account and sell my car, and he kept repeating, 7 days. I wanted to scream because the man I'd married was betraying me while I was in a coma, but my body stayed still. He got off the phone and whispered in my ear, "Thanks for everything, darling. Now I'll go be with the woman I actually love." I listened to his footsteps moving away, and then I heard it. He kissed someone, and I realized he was making out with his mistress, 5 feet from his comatose wife. For the next 7 days, every time the doctors came in, he would grip my hand and cry, acting like the heartbroken husband, then immediately start making phone calls once they left. I felt like a caged animal because I knew once I woke up, I would expose him. But then on the 7th day, he laughed. "Today's the day." I heard him pull something from his pocket and call out, "Doctor." Doctors ran in, and I heard the sound of him placing paper in their hands. This is a document my wife wrote 2 years ago. It states if she ever goes into a coma, she wants me to pull the plug after 7 days instead of bankrupting myself to keep her hooked. My stomach went cold. I realized my husband was trying to kill me, and there was nothing I could do. I tried screaming, moving my feet, anything to let them know I was alive, but the doctors were already telling him, "Okay, you may have your last goodbye." They left the room, and he sat down in the bed next to me, then leaned in my ear. Her name is Anastasia, by the way, and she's so much better than you. The doctors came back in, and my husband immediately burst into tears again. "I can't watch." They started reaching for my plug as I tried curling my hands. "Goodbye, my love," my husband cried, and that's when I sat up, dry heaving and hyperventilating. "I heard everything." I started yelling about the forgery, the accounts, the fake documents. My husband instantly went pale and ran out, but it didn't matter. I was alive, and 3 weeks later, I was sitting in a courtroom while he sat across from me in handcuffs. The judge banged his gavel and sentenced him to 20 years for attempted murder of a spouse. I watched with a smile as he was escorted out in handcuffs. Now he was the one who couldn't move. While driving home from date night, my husband screamed, "Watch out," and swerved into a ditch.
Hey, what's the easiest way to get new customers?
You should rank for the searches your customers are...
I downloaded a Ghost Radar app at 3 a.m. and it pointed at the room in the hallway. My older brother Zick rolled his eyes. It's just picking up our phone signal. Ghosts aren't real. My little brother grabbed the phone and ran into the kitchen. Look, every time the phone goes somewhere else, the green dot stays by the door. There really is a ghost in there. We all crept down the long hallway together, and the dot flashed brighter with every step. I looked over at Zick, and even he was shaking. We heard a slow, dragging sound behind the door, and we all grabbed each other in fear. Zick grabbed the back of my shirt and whispered, "Let's just go back to bed. It's the one room in the house no one ever goes into." But my little brother laughed. "You're a baby. I knew you'd be too scared to go through with this." I clenched my fists because I was sick of being pushed around by my brothers. "Fine, I'll open it, but only if I get control over the TV remote for 2 weeks." They both groaned and nodded, but when I put my hand on the doorknob, I heard scratching sounds against the window, and I didn't even know if the TV remote would be worth it. But I shut my eyes. Here goes nothing. The door swung open, and when I opened my eyes, a homeless man was sitting against the far wall, a blanket pulled up to his chest, his phone plugged into our socket, with food wrappers scattered all around him. My brothers gasped, and he stared right at me. "You three are usually asleep at this time," he said calmly. A person had been living in the room at the end of our hall, and the Ghost Radar app found him using his phone signal. All three of us screamed for our parents, but the homeless man just shrugged. I guess my time here is up. And as he walked out, the green dot was still sitting right on him. I won the remote for 2 weeks, but he'd had way longer, with all three of us asleep down the hall. I downloaded a Ghost Radar app at 3. I was in the living room filming the viral Get Sturdy dance when my dad got up off the couch and said, "I always been a dancer, watch this." He tried one move and nearly threw his hip out, grabbing the counter to catch himself. I laughed so hard I fell on the carpet. "Dad, you can't move like you used to." He stood up straight, fixed his shirt, and looked me dead in the eye. "I used to kill it at every party back in my day. I'm going to become the best dad TikTok dancer." I kept laughing, but he just smirked. "Watch me." That weekend, he came home carrying a ring light and one of those electronic tripods that spins to follow you while you dance. "Dad, what is all that for?" He set the boxes down and said, "I've been researching the creator meta." That night, I walked past the garage and he was drilling the same 15 seconds over and over in front of a full-length mirror, sticky notes of trending sounds all over the wall. His first video got 40 views, and I caught him on the couch rewatching it himself, but he kept posting every day, and by Friday, he shoved his phone in my face because one of his videos cracked 10,000 overnight. He rewarded himself with a new phone just for filming. That Saturday, me and my friend were filming the Savage Dance, the one with all the hair flips and hip rolls, and my dad asked to jump in. We laughed in his face, but this time he did the entire thing in one take. Every hit cleaner than ours, hair flip and all, with the most serious face I've ever seen. We posted it and it blew up overnight, except every comment was about him. By the end of the week, my own dad had more followers than me, and I was the one asking him which sounds were trending. A few days later, I came home from school and heard music blasting from the garage. I opened the door and my whole friend group was in there under his ring light, taking dance lessons from my dad. He was walking down the line calling counts, and when the beat dropped, he hit the same move that almost took him out in the living room. Clean, no counter, no stumble, and my friends started screaming like he was famous. That night, I found him on the couch, right where it all started. "Okay, you got lucky. I'm still the better dancer though." He didn't even look up, just turned his phone around. His follower count was double mine. Then he stood up, hit one slow hip roll on his way out of the living room, and said, "Told you to watch me." I was in the living room filming the viral Get Sturdy dance when my dad got up off the couch and said, "I always been a dancer, watch this." He tried one move and nearly threw his hip out, grabbing the counter to catch himself. I laughed so hard I fell on the carpet. What? Every year on my daughter's birthday, my mother-in-law would push my daughter out of the way on the dance floor and start dancing to steal her thunder. Last year, I finally had enough and pulled her aside to confront her, but she clenched her fists. In my childhood, I never got a birthday party, so when there's a dance floor, that's my time to shine. You don't get to take that from me. I smirked. "Okay, next time I'm going to let you steal my daughter's dance." Trisha rolled her eyes. "Good, it's not that big of a deal," but she wasn't ready for what I had planned. A year later, on my daughter's 16th birthday, I came into the venue to prepare the dance floor. I laid a glittering star in the dead center of the floor, aimed a disco light straight down at it, and I grinned because I knew Trisha wouldn't be able to resist dancing on it. Little did she know that I'd specifically chosen this venue because under the dance floor was a swimming pool, except I'd convinced the owner to let me fill it with chocolate milk, and under the star was a trap door leading directly into it. Everyone started filing in, and after a few hours, Amber started making her way to the center for her Sweet 16 dance. She was about to step onto the star when suddenly, Trisha pushed her out of the way. "This is my time to shine." Trisha threw her arms up into the light and stomped both feet onto the star. Suddenly, she dropped straight through the trap door and into the pool, her $1,000 dress and fresh blowout going under in a wave of chocolate milk. The disco light swung down and locked right on her, brown dripping off her chin in the spotlight she'd fought to steal, and she clawed at the wet tile trying to climb out, but kept sliding, locked right on her, brown dripping off arms up into the light and stomped both feet onto the star. Suddenly, she dropped straight through the trap door and into the pool, her $1,000 dress and fresh blowout going under in a wave of chocolate milk. The disco light swung down and locked right on her, brown dripping off her chin in the spotlight she'd fought to steal. I was in a conga line on a cruise ship when I heard someone screaming in the ocean. I instantly broke free of the line to see what was.
Have you ever seen a gaming live stream on YouTube Shorts and thought, hey, I want to do that too? Well, you're in luck, because by the end of this video, I promise you, I will show you how to exactly stream Fortnite or other games on YouTube Shorts like a pro. The first thing I want you to do is to download OBS. Open your game that you're going to be streaming on. Now go back to OBS and find sources and click this plus icon right here. Now you want to click game capture. Press OK. This first one where it says mode, I want you to press on capture specific window, and now click on window and find Fortnite client Win64 and press OK. Alright, so now we want to go to settings and go to video, delete it, and write 1080x 1920. Now on output scale, I want you to click on this button and scroll a little bit up and find the same resolution. Now your game capture should look something like this. So all you gotta do is just move it to the center and just leave it here for now. And as you can see, the stream would look really boring right now. So what I'm gonna do is just make it a little bit bigger. I'm just gonna click on this game